Hello my friends, welcome to Anna's Violets. In this channel we are talking about houseplants and gardening, and I help you grow beautiful and lush plants. In today's video we will be talking about Pachira Aquatica or Pachira Aquatica, the money tree, and I will be answering all of your questions. So here I have these two, maybe you will remember them from my previous videos. I have already several videos about them, but basically this one is the smaller one and this is already tall, so the pot is on the floor. You can see how tall this one is already. And basically let's jump straight to the questions. So many of you asked me in what type of pots should you grow your Pachira Aquatica. Well, first of all, they need to have big holes so that the water will go through the holes and out of the pot, so that your trees do not sit in wet soil the whole time. And as for the pots, use maybe clay pots, because in clay pots, the clay pots basically breathe from all sides, and this way the soil will get dry quicker and your plant will not get rotten sitting in wet soil. And also, so many of you asked me about watering. How often should you water your Pachira Aquatica? So try to make sure that you basically touch the surface. Maybe you put your finger in the soil for 2-3 centimeters to feel if the soil is dry already. If yes, then water, but if no, then wait for a couple of days, and you will see that if you don't water your plants for a couple of days, they will still be absolutely fine. Do not water them by schedule, because this will not work. Also, continuing from here, so many people wrote under the videos that the stems basically they get soft. What can you do in this case? So if the stems, if the bottom of your plant basically, if these wooden stems are soft, unfortunately you cannot do anything. It's already the result of the root rot, and sometimes with these plants you cannot really immediately see it, because first the roots start to rot, you don't see it yet, you don't notice it yet, because the leaves would be just fine, and then only the stems will get soft, and then you will basically lose the plant. You cannot save the whole plant, but if you will still have some green stems, you can cut them and put them in water and try to propagate it. Not all cuttings will grow roots in water. This is unfortunately not the case with these plants. They do not really propagate very well in water, but you can at least try. I think every second question under my videos is about soil. What type of soil I use for these plants, and I have repotted them, and I've shown you also how to repot. By the way, if you would like to see another repotting video, I will be repotting both of them. This one in a bigger size of pot, and this one in the same pot. But as for the soil, I used the potting mix from Miracle Grow, and if you would like to buy this specific type of soil, you can also find the links in the description of this video. You can visit my store, and there is a lot of things that you can choose from. But basically I use Miracle Grow potting mix, and then I add perlite to it. So this way I make sure that the perlite will also take the moisture from the soil, hold it, and then give it back to the soil when the soil is dry. So this way I kind of try to make sure that the soil will not stay wet, but it will be moist. Also, I have received a lot of questions about curling leaves, deformated leaves, yellow leaves or falling leaves. So if the leaves turn yellow and fall, and if this happens basically in autumn or when you're close to the winter, then this is, I would say, normal. My plants also do it, but then in the spring they have new growth. But if it's a spring or summer and you would notice that the leaves turn yellow and fall, this is again probably overwatering. If the leaves turn also inside, basically they curl or they're deformated. If there are any types of stains, it can be white, silverish stains on the leaves, then this is most probably thrips or another insect. And if that's the case, make sure that you will look under the leaves, because most probably you will see all the insects that you may have under the leaves. And then of course, then based on what type of insects is damaging your plant, you will know what to do with it. And maybe the last one of the most common questions is about braiding. So many of you have asked me, how can I continue braiding my plant? If that's possible, how should I do it? Definitely that's possible. Of course, we buy the plants when they are braided. So the bottom, the base of the plant, we will have 5 or 6, most probably 5 stems braided together. But then when they start to grow, basically all the stems grow into different directions because they're not braided anymore. And definitely you can continue braiding them. If you would like to see how I did that, you can watch this video here. But to quickly just tell you, don't expect that the continuation of braiding will be perfect one, because you have cut stems here and then the stems grow basically from the sides. So there you will have a little bit of gap, a bump there, but then you can definitely continue braiding. And make sure that you continue braiding them when the stems are still green and flexible, because if they are wooden already, then it will be difficult to, you know, bend them and continue braiding them. But if they are green and young like this, or like these ones, definitely you can, they're flexible, so you can easily braid them and continue braiding them. It really depends how you would like to grow them. And if you have other questions that I didn't answer in this video, write them down in the comment section and I'll make sure to answer them. And of course, if you like plants, subscribe to this channel, share the video with your friends who also like growing plants, and stay passionate about plants. See you next time.